Hey, I figured I'd put this together for folks that are curious how I've been setting up my MPC Live with Eurorack. And the first thing I just want to go over is, if you look here on the side, this is not supposed to be here, but I've done some case mods on both sides of my Eurorack case. Um, these two here are basically allowing me to take levels from line level up to Eurorack level, and then from Eurorack level back down. So I knew I had enough space in here, so I just drilled some holes. I didn't want to do anything that had knobs or buttons or anything, so I've been currently just sticking to things that were pretty flush mount to the side of the case. And if you look in here, you can see it's a little tight. You can for what I'm doing, you can probably fit about 8 HP worth of extra modules in there. I got some ideas for a few other things, but you can see even over here, I've got the expansion header for Pamela's workout is working, and I'm using that. So just squeezing a little bit more in here. Once I get my case settled down, I'm not going to have any other room. So this is just an option to get a couple more modules in here. At any rate, what I do have going here is I've got outputs 1 and 2 are going to my monitors, and then 3 and 4 and 4 and 5 are both going out to this little modules to do the conversion. And then from the one that I have in the back is taking the Eurorack level coming off of the ST mix and going into my inputs 1 and 2 over here so that I can get the input mixed back in. So a couple things I can do doing this is I could route all of my audio through Eurorack and filter it. I have some of it doing that. Actually, I think everything's doing that. But if I do want to have any programs that are going out through 1 and 2, I don't have to have it routed through the Eurorack case. I can just have like a clean signal also going out. A couple things here for what I have going. So from the MPC, I guess I'll just stop this. But this mix view here, the mute view is just showing you kind of what I have. So I've just got some various kick patterns, snare, clap, hats, rides, and then I've got a bass A and bass B. Both of these are actually MIDI tracks, and I'll show you in a second, but they are routed to go to this bass kick group over here. I had to do that because if I was using the same program and muting the notes from the track over, it was causing me problems because what was effectively happening was it was sending double notes. So when you mute a MIDI track, it actually doesn't send the notes over, but based on how I have the track mutes and the global settings set up, it's still sending that information over and it's causing problems. So depending on how you have it set up, you'll probably want to do this. And as I said, I'll show you. So if I go to bass kick group, there I'm just running the F9 808, nothing fancy. I do have it going out through outs 3 and 4. And if I go to my bass tracks and you go to, let's see, the little dash one here, you can see that I have a send to for bass kick group, and I've done that for both bass A and bass B. So that's allowing me to take the MIDI patterns and send it over. And then again, if I come to this view, you can see, actually, sorry, here, no, sorry. Yeah, the pad view here is showing you, I've got outs 3 and 4s where I have the bass track going, I've got the kick, snare, everything else. So that's all coming out. Again, going out to this line level to Euro level, and a pair of these outs are going into this endorphin squawk dirty to me so that I can, or squawk dirty, I guess, and then going into the ST mix, which is allowing me to do some high pass, low pass resonance filters on anything that's going out to 3 and 4. And then actually for here, for 5 and 6, what I have set up is it's going up into the morphogene, so I can then take and record content in that I want, just to kind of do as like a one-off. In this case, for the track that I did for the drum and bass track, the track itself was 6 minutes long, and the morphogene can only record up to about 2 minutes and 50 seconds. So I played it out from the MPC 1 octave higher, so it went twice as fast, so that I could fit the entire track into the Morphogene, and then was doing some work with the Verispeed knob here to increase and decrease the speed. So that's how I have that set up. To get everything in sync, what I have created here is a track 17. And you can see here I've got the gate port out is CV1. This is sending 64th notes out gate port 1, and I have this red cable, which is gate port 1, going into the Pamela's new workout so I can clock it at 64th notes, just to try and keep it in time. I could do this slower, use a slower BPM and other things, but I found that works pretty well. And then over here for number 18, I just have a single note coming out on the first measure of the bar, the first bar. So I get these are all 4-bar loops. And if I just go here into grid view, you can just see somewhere in here, there you go. I just have one note here. So this is going back here. This is going out to CV port 2 and coming out the back here. And this is going into the Pamela's, this orange cable, which is allowing me to reset just to make sure that the Pamela's is both clocked and starting any sequences or anything else on the first measure of this 4-bar loop. And then from here, I'm able to come in and do things like clock every quarter note, which is what this cable off of the side is giving me a quarter note clock. I then have a clock or a reset signal that I'm using to in the mimetic digitalis. It's coming in here for my next step every 4 bars, and I'm using the reset also on the tete to make sure that I'm syncing these envelopes that I've got going into various places. So it's synced at the beginning of the bar. This just allows me to do things like filter sweeps and other stuff like that. Besides that, I mean, this is really a lot of fairly, I would say, simple patching. There's a few cables in here that aren't useful, but you know, you can see here from like the tetra pad, this right fader is coming into the morph. So I basically had it set up so that at the end of the 4th bar, it would come in and do a little bit of a sweep on the morph just to give it a little bit more flavor sometimes. And you can see here on this first fader, I was basically just sequencing or recording in for the filter cutoff just to get a little bit more movement, so that even when I wasn't turning this knob here for the filter cutoff, I'd get a little bit of a change or subtle interest. Besides that, the Verispeed is coming on, the Verispeed and the slide is coming off of the mimetic digitalis, so that I could basically have 2 sequences that were every 4 bars were changing both the speed or pitch that the sample is played at, and the sliders basically choosing the position. So I just wanted something that would have a little bit of a change over time, and but wouldn't be so, in the first recording I did, it was just changing too frequently, and I thought it just felt a little off. And then if you watch the video, you can see like I was moving knobs and changing what patterns were playing. So, you know, I was changing stuff like how much the repeats were going, how many zones there were for kind of that texture quality of that ambient piece going in the background. And then I was also at the same time trying to take things on this bank A in the track mutes to just pull in the kick, snare, hats and stuff. I guess I actually turned timing correct off, but I had timing correct, and I just set to a time division of quarter notes, so that mostly I just wanted to be able to add a quarter notice, be able to come in and just change which banks we're playing. Sometimes I use the touchscreen. It's not always as sensitive as I want it to be. It is absolutely better to use the pads because I found that they are much more responsive, and you get a little bit more tactile feedback. But anyway, If you're looking to try and set something up yourself between MPC and Eurorack, I'd say it works quite well. I've had a lot of fun with it. And I guess, guys, take it easy, have fun, and keep making music yourselves. Bye.